Welcome back to Madman Review. So, Glocks. They're the bread and butter of the gun community. We can think of them as the trusty pickup truck in the gun world. Not exactly turning heads for their beauty or lack thereof, but darn if they don't get the job done. They've built a reputation for reliability. Toss one in the dirt, give it a quick shake, and it's ready to fire. When it comes to aftermarket support, the options are as vast as the ammo aisle at your local gun shop. There are an endless sea of parts and upgrades too. So, why do we measure every other gun against Glocks? Well, it's the same reason why every home repair question starts with, did you try duct tape? They're reliable, ubiquitous, and have a solution for almost every problem. But just because they're some of the most popular pistol choices doesn't mean they're the perfect fit for every shooter. Sure, they're the meat and potatoes of many a collection, but don't you sometimes feel like you're in the mood for something with a bit more flavor? I know I do. So in this video, we'll again be poking a bit of fun at Glocks. As is usually the case with these videos, I want to give a bit of a disclaimer. Despite our hot takes on Glocks, we like them. We also like to keep it real. Glocks have been getting kind of boring lately. So get ready as we explore 9 standout alternatives that really give Glock a run for their money in terms of features, modularity, shootability, and price. If your good old Glock's getting boring, then we'll help you find a better alternative. Number 9. ZEV OZ9. So first up, let's talk about the ZEV OZ9, a superior clone of the Glock 17. ZEV Technologies didn't just tweak the design, they overhauled it. They've got this modular chassis system similar to SIG's FCU that allows you to swap frames to go from a compact carry to a full-size competition gun. The grip angle is more 1911 than Glock and feels natural in the hand, improving aim and comfort. And that grip texture is perfect, firm but abrasive. They even toss in a metal mag release for good measure. Now, the trigger on the OZ9 is something else. It's like comparing a premium steak to a fast food burger. Both can do the job, but ZEV's is clearly superior. It's crisp, clean, with a reset that'll have you shooting like a pro in no time. Of course, no gun is perfect. The OZ9's price tag is a bit of a gulp moment. It's a tad heavier than your standard Glock. But when you're getting a pistol for a better grip, trigger, and overall shooting experience, it's worth considering loosening those purse strings. Number 8. Springfield Hellcat Pro. If you're in the market for Glock 43X, but you're having a second thoughts, the Springfield Hellcat Pro might be where your search ends. Size-wise, it's a dream for everyday carry. It's tiny, but brings a higher capacity to the table than the Glock 43X, giving you up to 15 rounds of 9mm. Granted, you can get PSA Micro 15-round mags for your Glock 43X, but those cost extra. The grip, Springfield nailed it. The Hellcat Pro's grip texture and angle are designed for a natural, quick sight alignment. Unlike the Glocks, which might have you fiddling for a comfortable hold or shelling out extra dough for modifications. For the tech-savvy shooters, the Hellcat Pro doesn't disappoint. Comes optics ready, a feature you'll miss on the standard Glock 43X. Sure, no pistols without its quirks. Hellcat Pro's trigger might take a minute to get used to, and if you're not all about brand loyalty, shifting from Glock to Springfield could feel like a leap. But when it boils down to capacity, concealability, and ready for anything features, the Hellcat Pro makes a strong case for itself. Number 7. PSA Dagger. Next up, let's talk about PSA Dagger and how it edges out the Glock 19. First off, we're talking about getting a Glock 19-like pistol without having to shell out Glock dollars. The dagger comes at you with a price tag that's way more wallet-friendly. Now, don't think that because it's easier on the purse, it's light on performance. This baby packs a punch, similar to the Glock 19. 15 plus 1 rounds of 9mm. But it's got some tweaks that shooters love. We're looking at a steel guide rod upgrade right out of the box. More durable and offers a smoother shooting experience compared to Glock's standard plastic. It's also got steel sights right out of the box. Step up from the go-to over Glock's lousy plastic sights. It's compatible with a heap of Gen 3 Glock parts with room for customization. Now, it's had a few hiccups. Some early adopters talked about issues with the trigger pin and the magazine, but PSA has been on it with fixes and recalls. Shows they're committed to getting it right. Bottom line, if you're gunning for a Glock 19 but your budget's strapped and you don't want to sacrifice quality and customization, the PSA dagger's a superb option. Number 6. Ruger American Pistol. The next recommendation is the Ruger American Pistol. Let me pitch why it might just be the full-size piece you're looking for, especially when stacked against the Glock 17. Starting with dollars and cents, this Ruger offers an impressive bang for your buck. We're talking almost half the price of a Glock 17 without skimping on the good stuff. Next up is accuracy. The Ruger Americans got it in spades, thanks to its ergonomic design, grip angle, and recoil reduction features. Even if you're new to shooting, you'll find yourself hitting targets with an ease that might just surprise you. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Some users find the unique grip texture a tad distracting, and the 17-round mag capacity isn't any better than the Glock 17's mag capacity. But let's be real, these are minor nitpicks in what's otherwise a solid performer. Oh, and these are made for Americans by Americans. Purchasing one of these helps the economy, so if you're a patriot, you should choose this over the G17. Number 5. CZ P10C. Another great alternative to the Glock 19 is the CZ P10C. Launched into the striker-fired arena with a bang, the CZ P10C doesn't just enter the room. Yeah, it owns it. Ergonomics, this pistol is top-notch. With its meticulously designed grip featuring a mild palm swell and a deep beaver tail, it fits in your hand like it was made just for you. Let's talk about reliability and performance, the bread and butter of any firearm. The P10C, while newer to the scene, matches stride for stride with the Glock 19 in terms of dependability, and then adds a cherry on top with its clean, crisp trigger pull that's hard to beat. Sure, the Glock's got its years in reputation, but the CZ P10C brings fresh innovation and a comfort level that makes it stand out. Now, just because I like to nitpick, yes, it might be a tad heavier and it doesn't have Glock's vast aftermarket parts and accessories just yet. But what it does have is superior build quality and better out-of-the-box shooting experience. Number 4, FN 509. Let's talk about the FN 509, which feels weird but in a good way. It's like it was molded just for my hand, with a grip texture that locks in like a handshake, firm, but not overbearing, for me at least. And let's talk capacity. 17 rounds of 9mm in the mag give you a couple more shots over its competing Glock model, the G19. Sure, some might say the FN 509's grip could be a tad too aggressive for concealed carry against bare skin, but there's a small price to pay for such positive control. While the Glock 19 enjoys a vast aftermarket universe, the FN 509 is no slouch, offering solid options for customization, especially when it comes to optics. With a mounting system that's been praised for its engineering, the FN 509 has a solid foundation for red dot sights right out of the box, something you won't find on any non-MOS version of the Glock 19. Number 3, SIG P365X Macro. If it isn't already evident, the macro alone in the name makes this SIG a game changer, especially when you stack it up against the G19 or the G48. Right off the bat, the X Macro grabs your attention with its ergonomics. If you've ever experienced the infamous Glock knuckle, you'll appreciate the higher grip and absence of discomfort with the X Macro. Plus, it's modular thanks to its trigger group called the FCU, and it has a 17-round mag capacity, which dwarfs the Glock 48's 10-round magazine. Even with PSA's 15-round micro mags, the X Macro still beats competing Glocks. And thanks to its built-in comp, the X Macro handles like a full-size pistol, keeping that muzzle down, your shots on target, shot after shot. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. While the Glock 48 might lag in ergonomics and doesn't offer that sweet compensator, it's got a history of reliability and a universe of customization options that the P365X Macro is still catching up to. And I have to say, but I don't like SIG pistols in general because of the P320's shady rep for having accidental discharges. Yet, when you're weighing your options, consider this. The SIG P365X Macro is a micro compact, but it has an ammo capacity that edges out even the bigger Glock 19 and brings an unmatched comfort and shooting experience. Number 2, Smith & Wesson M&P M2.0. Yep, Big Blue's cash cow is here too, and for many good reasons. First up, price. They're always about $50 to $100 more affordable than their direct Glock counterparts. Second, grip and ergonomics. The M&P M2.0 takes the cake with its grip texture, which feels better in the hands than any Glocks. It's also got the interchangeable back straps to ensure the pistol feels just right in your hand. A feature that's only available in later generations of Glocks. And finally, there's the trigger. The M&P M2.0 comes with a trigger that myself and many others find better than Glocks out of the box, offering a smoother, more consistent pull, without you having to immediately check out Glockstore.com to purchase a trigger kit, which, by the way, is the first upgrade Glock owners go for. Now, the M&P M2.0 isn't without drawbacks. Some might find its grip texture a bit too aggressive for daily concealed carry against bare skin, and you might find yourself making minor adjustments for comfort. And I know some of you still hate Smith & Wesson because of this stunt they pulled back in 2000, licking the boots of anti-gun Democrats for clout. But in a head-to-head with Glock, the M&P M2.0 shines with its better ergonomics and superior stock trigger. Number 1, Walther PDP. And finally, if you're torn between the Glock 17 and the Walther PDP, let me give you the rundown on how the PDP outclasses the Glock 17. Right out the gate, the PDP impresses with its hefty 18-round capacity. That's one more than the G17, giving you that slight edge in firepower. The Walther PDP also has better ergonomics. Walther's got this knack for making pistols that feel just right in your hand, and the PDP is no exception. With its performance duty texture, you're getting a grip that sticks without sticking to your clothes. Perfect for those who carry daily. The grip angle is also more akin to a 1911, which is a lot of shooters prefer for its natural pointability. But where the PDP really shines is in its trigger. It boasts what might just be the best factory trigger on the market, bar none, with a clean break and short reset that'll make your range days a lot more satisfying. Glock's got a serviceable trigger, but it's so mushy it's the first thing folks swap out for an aftermarket option. Of course, no gun's perfect. The PDP's aftermarket isn't quite as bustling as Glock's, and some might nitpick over its slightly larger size. But if you're after top-notch ergonomics, a stellar trigger, and a bit more bang for your buck, The PDP is worth a serious look.